Hi everyone, Richard Robbins here, helping you build a business that you love. If you're going to go to work every day, we should love it. Anyway, I want to talk to you today about how you can do more sales. Now, this is going to sound a little counterintuitive, but if you want to sell more, you need to sleep more. That's right. Now what's interesting is many people think it's the opposite. Some people think it's some badge of courage or badge of honor because they work 12, 14 hours a day and only get 5 hours sleep. You know, you get up in the morning and you're talking to them, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm rocking, man. I was out late last night, only got 5 hours sleep, but I'm up and at it again. And I look at it and say, I'm not so sure that's something that we should be excited about. You know, I read this book called Thrive by Adriana Huffington. And in the book, it was amazing. And of course, a very successful lady. She founded the Huffington Post. And she stood up from her desk one day and actually, as she was walking away, fell down and hit her head in the corner of her desk. They rushed her to the hospital, of course, thinking it's a stroke or a heart attack. And you know what it was? It was exhaustion. It was just exhaustion. And of course there's studies, many studies, but one that she cited in her book is she said what science has found is the average person, okay, needs 8.3 hours sleep per day. And if they get 8.3 hours sleep, that's when they're most productive. Remember what most productive means? It means getting more done in a shorter period of time. Let's face it, it's easy to put in a lot of time. It's easy to be busy. It's easy to work 12 or 14 hours a day, but what if you could work 8 hours a day and get the same amount done and spend more time with your family and get more sleep? That's what productivity is to me. So it said we need 8.3 hours and the average person is getting 6.5 hours. So in other words, we're sleep deprived. Bill Clinton said one day, I don't know if you remember this, but he said, every major mistake I made was because I didn't have enough sleep. Quite amazing. So let me give you a couple ideas, because you're looking at somebody right now that struggled with this themselves. You know, I used to go on very little sleep. Well, I can say now that I sleep very close, if not a little bit more than 8 hours every night. So here's how to do it, because it's going to be a challenge when you get this started. The first thing you got to do is, I've always said, is get up at the same time every day. You need routine. You've got to get your body used to getting up at the same time every day. Now you choose what that is, and then you back it off and say, well, for me to get 8.5 hours sleep, then what time do I need to what? What time do I need to go to bed? I've always said that I don't think the discipline is getting up early. I think the discipline is getting ourselves to bed on time. That's the really big one. Now, if you have trouble getting up, then what I want you to do is maybe move your alarm clock to another room. I had to do this. I had to put it in the ensuite bathroom. So now when it went off, I actually had to get out of bed and I needed to have something to do the minute I got up, which is my R&R time. So here's the first thing. Get up at the same time every day. If you struggle with that, move your alarm clock, which is usually a phone today, into another room. Then the second idea is this. What I want you to do is, when you go to bed, make sure that you're not reading, okay, screens that have a lot of light, like not watching television, you know, not playing on your iPad or on your computer. So what I do now is, I don't take my phone to bed with me. I don't take my iPad, because I used to struggle with it, because now I'm sitting there, I'm watching a movie, I'm checking the newspaper, you know what I mean? I'm looking at an email that just came in, and my mind's stimulated. How do I go to sleep? I can't go to sleep. So the only thing I take to bed with me now is a Kindle, which I read on. And then, you know, it's not really bright. It's sort of low backlight, and I read on that, and I sleep much better. Other idea, what you want to do is not eat 2 to 3 hours before you go to sleep. Don't have caffeine after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay? Don't have too much alcohol at night. Try to have none, and you're going to find you're going to start to sleep a lot better. Make sure your room is very dark. And make sure your room is cool. So I went through all of this, and I went to see somebody about sleep hygiene, and this is what they taught me. And the first thing was, get up at the same time every day. The second thing was, go to bed at the same time every night within reason. And then all these other ideas she shared with me, and now when I go to bed, I read for a little while, I fall asleep, I get 8.5 hours sleep every night. I wake up and I feel good and I feel refreshed, and I know it's made a difference in my productivity. So anyway, I just wanted to share a little personal story, something that I went through myself. I hope you find it helpful. Remember, it's a beautiful life. Make it count. Each one of you have to find your own path. You got to build a business your way, not necessarily the way everybody else builds a business. But when you hear a great idea that resonates with you, then that's something you need to grab onto. that you know, I look at professional athletes and I think, how many professional athletes that these people play at the top of their game, the best in the world, how many of those do you think wake up every morning